I'm back in Poland, and it's a glorious sunny day. And right here next to me is a guy called Adam.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry, which is good morning or good day. I don't even know. What is it?
Yeah, it's a good day, but it's good morning or hello.
They say it all the time.
It's hello for people who you're not friends with.
Okay,
or,
so
you know,
guys, clarify that for us. Anyway, we're having a breakfast here. He's having a New York-style bagel, and I'm having some Turkish eggs. Basically nothing Polish.
Nothing Polish, just Warsaw.
As we pointed out. He reached out to me a couple of weeks ago on my channel saying, listen, I'm watching your stuff. I like it. I'm going to be traveling to Eastern Europe. Where would you recommend I go? I said, you know what? Go to Poland. It's a big country. It's full of history, full of interesting things to see and great people. So we're going to be spending the day together, and I'm going to show him a side of Poland that I personally really am fascinated by. So
let's do it. Can we dig in? Can we finally dig in?
I've said to him now, you said you're not touching your breakfast until I'm done with the intro, so bon appetit. You speak English, yes?
A little, but the name of these monuments, it was a new
You didn't remember, huh? What's the name in Polish?
I don't know.
You don't even know in Polish? Are you from
I
Warsaw?
go here, no, but my work is near, and I go every day, but I don't know which name.
You go there every day, but you don't know what it's called, huh? I find this story fascinating because it's a story that I feel has been lost in history because of things that happened back in the 1940s. It's a part of history that really pretty much got swept under the carpet. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Dziękuję bardzo. Do widzenia.
Wow.
So as you know, I'm fascinated with history, especially this era, the Second World War, post-Second World War, the Cold War. And what we see here is a monument that was erected to really commemorate an event during the Second World War. There was a rebellion on the 1st of August 1944 here in Warsaw by the local population. They said enough, and they started fighting off the Nazis. And if you can see, this guy's climbing out of a manhole.
Right.
And the reason is because, you know, these groups of people, thousands and thousands of people that stood up to the Germans actually lived underground pretty much. I mean, they moved around Warsaw through the sewage system to avoid capture from the Germans and to do their operations. It was about 40,000 people.
And these were simple civilians, simple Polish civilians?
Yeah, simple civilians. Most of them were not armed. If they were, they had makeshift weapons and they stood up against the Germans for over 2 months. In 63 days, they managed to fight off the Germans and embarrass them big time. But unfortunately, after 63 days, and I mean the amount of people that were killed, I think in excess of 200,000 were killed during that time. Civilians.
63 days.
In 63 days. I mean, they say 9/11 lost about 3,000 people.
Yeah.
That's like 9/11 happening every day for 63 days. Can you imagine? That's how many people actually lost their lives during this event. The US tried to support them. They couldn't get access with the planes. The first time they tried to drop off any supplies and assistance or whatever, 80% of it fell into enemy territory, so that the Germans got it. Then on the other front, you had the Soviets that didn't support them either, because even though they were liberating from the Nazis, or trying to liberate from the Nazis, and that would have been a cause that normally the Soviets would have supported, these guys weren't interested in just liberating themselves from the Nazis. They wanted independence for Poland. They didn't want to be not under Nazi, not under Soviet rule. So Stalin obviously didn't see it a worthy cause to help them either. As a matter of fact, he did things to make it worse. So these guys were doomed. But for 63 days, they managed to hold their ground. And there's a very famous symbol. It's like a P with a W underneath.
Like a JP. Oh yeah, PW.
PW. Yeah, that's the symbol that represents this Warsaw Uprising. Yeah, I mean, even kids. They used to have the kids, because they were so short and were out of line of fire with the tanks. They would have the kids go and, you know, like the tanks on fire, and I mean, it was really an effort that is just crazy. And then after the 63 days, such an embarrassment to the Nazis that Hitler ordered this whole place to be leveled. The whole of Warsaw, excuse my French, but literally, they destroyed almost 90% of Warsaw. They flattened the place. And that's why Warsaw, to me, is really an amazing place. I mean, people say, like, oh, look what they've done in Dubai, and look what, you know, places like Israel as well. Fascinating places that you think in a desert they can do all this. But when you think a place like Warsaw, 75 years ago,
I had to rebuild the whole damn thing.
And then we're walking around a modern city. Even the old town was rebuilt, I think, in 1984. What you see today in the old town of Warsaw, even though it's magnificent, they rebuilt it based upon photos and plans they had. So to me, Warsaw is an amazing city. But there is a part of Warsaw, which I went to last time, which I want to take you there today, and that's called Praga, where we still have buildings that date back from before the war. And I want to go there and just kind of feel and take in how it would have been like, let's say, to see this urban warfare and walk through some of the buildings, because last time I came here, it was like already getting dark, couldn't see properly, and I said, the next time I'm in Warsaw, I'm going back there during the day and seeing it properly. So why don't we head out to Praga and try and get an idea of what it would have been like for these people that were holding down the Nazis for 63 days.
Incredible.
And what a monument, what a brilliant place they've put up for them. So this is my friend Georgi from Georgia. Вы говорите на русском?
Да,
Ну да.
А вы?
Ну, когда надо, да.
Да.
Не всегда, но... Вы давно здесь, в Польше?
5 уже.
5 дней?
Год.
А, 5 лет?
Да.
О, тогда вы полак почти.
Почти.
Похож на полак уже.
Да нет,
Видно, что ты Кавказы. Ты будешь очень известный грузин сейчас
Да?
после этого.
Открытый базар на Праге.
Есть там где-нибудь. Давай.
Ну, не знаю.
Да, ты поешь, у тебя голос супер. Ты футболист, да?
Бывший.
У тебя голос прекрасный. Бубак и Кабидзе.
Этот базар я скажу сейчас.
Это песня в Мимино, правильно?
Это, да. Мимино.
Да. Переводи.
Это сложно очень.
Сложно, да?
Сложно очень.
So how about this, guys? I am pleasantly surprised to be sat in a cab with Georgi here, who is from Georgia, another fascinating, amazing country, amazing food,
Amazing wines.
amazing wines, amazing
Tradition.
people, the warmest people you can imagine. The hospitality in Georgia is fascinating. And he's going to take us to Praga.
На старый Прага мы уже
Ты знаешь, этот район, где там лет 20-30 назад был очень опасный. Там,
Опасный, вот хочешь заеду и там.
Давай.
Там 30 лет назад полиция не ходила.
Даже полиция не ходила.
Полиция. Мы сейчас проедем на такой улице, где там полиция не мог зайти.
We're going to a neighborhood now that 30 years ago, even the police wouldn't enter.
Really?
Yep.
И так что здесь многие такой бандитские поляки живут.
До сих пор.
До сих пор еще есть такой, остались такие старые люди там. Идет еще продажи. Вся такая черные деньги.
Понятно.
Сейчас.
А ты из каком города в Грузии?
Я из Тбилиси.
А, Тбилиси? Ой, как обожаю Тбилиси.
Здесь возьму новый.
Что возьмешь?
Заказ.
А, есть новый заказ, да?
Да, не возьму. Мы пока не доедем с вами. Интересно разговаривать, интересные
Я
клиенты.
тебе говорю, ты
Даже
мой самый известный грузин в Польше.
Даже другого клиента обслуживать уже не хочу, как-то позитив идет.
Oh, молодец, видишь. See, that's the thing about the Georgian people. Once, how do I even put it to you? You have to really travel there to get a real appreciation of what it's like. You go to a Georgian person's house, and everything he has and he doesn't have, he will put on the table for you to enjoy with him. I've been in situations like that, and I think that very soon, we'll be traveling to Tbilisi, Batumi, and making some videos there, because it's something I definitely want to share with you guys. And apart from that, from a selfish point of view, it's something I want to experience myself again and again and again. You like cha-cha?
I like cha-cha, I like wine. Kinz Marauli.
Kinz Marauli. Yeah.
И тут есть полиция.
Да.
Здесь самые опасные...
Опасная улица,
самая
да?
опасная улица, да.
Георгий, Марлоба, спасибо тебе большое.
Все.
Удачи.
Спасибо, брат.
Good luck и всего хорошего, удачи.
Взаимно. Давай, дорогой, спасибо.
Давай, удачи.
Счастливо.
До свидания.
I'm interrupting this video, guys, just for a few moments to introduce the sponsor today, and that is Skillshare. Now, anybody that watches my channel knows that I take my language skills very seriously. But ever since I started this YouTube journey, believe me, I've had to develop a multitude of new skills. And I'm currently doing a course on Skillshare by a YouTuber called AsleYusha, who really specializes in productivity, but he's got a course on how to start a YouTube channel. Now, I'm not looking to start a new YouTube channel, but I am looking to incorporate, let's say, some video podcasts on my channel. I quickly found out that recording out here like this, like I'm doing now, is completely different to recording inside. You need, to worry about lighting, you need to worry about focus, you need to worry about camera positioning. And these are all skills that I don't have and I need to develop quickly. And I'm using Skillshare to do that. So if any of you are looking to develop some skills right now, from cooking to drawing to using a specific software, starting a YouTube channel, whatever it may be, learning a language, try it out. In the description below, I've got a link that'll give you a 30-day free trial for the first 1,000 people. And if you like it and it's useful, keep going. If it's not, you got nothing to lose. Now, back to the video. What a cool driver, honestly. And he brought me to the exact same street I was. This is what we want to experience. And I think just round the corner here, there's a street market, which, you know me, if there's a street market, I'll be there. Let's go and have a look. There's no place like a market to experience the local life. So let's see what they're doing here.
Oh, selling wigs.
Selling wigs?
I thought they were making some.
I think I could use one of those. Maybe they have one that fit me, no?
You gotta get Justin a wig so he can,
Oh, look at this. Soviet memorabilia. There's a rabbi there.
Is that like, dude, is that?
Dobrze.
110 zł. A nie
Is that
robimy
anti-Jew
zdjęć, halo.
propaganda?
Halo, nie robimy zdjęć.
Look what they did with his nose.
I guess, well, no, you never know. Maybe his nose really was like that.
I think there's some anti-Semitic propaganda on the window here in Praga. What else you got here? Soviet hats?
Yeah.
Here, this is what you should get.
One of those?
Yeah.
Look like David Crockett?
Yeah.
And look,
$25.
this is interesting.
How much are they
You
charging
got
for all this stuff?
A po ile chętnie?
We're in a weird...
50 zł, 50 zł.
Poila.
50 zł, nie euro.
50.
Okej? No. Może być?
50 zloty for this World War II helmet. Do I look like a GI?
No już nie, bo ja dzisiaj kończę wcześniej.
Zakończę?
No.
What time zakończę? What time?
Ja już kończę dzisiaj, jutro jestem z rana do godziny 15.
Utra?
Tak.
Rana?
Tak.
He says tomorrow morning
No, jutro,
early.
bo ja dzisiaj idę do lekarza.
Looks like everybody shut down. Great. Got here late.
Is this like an early morning market? Or
I guess. You speak English?
Rozumiem angielski, ale też mówię po polsku dużo lepiej. Na pewno powiem wam tak, jeżeli chcecie na takie miejsca to mniej więcej o godzinie 7 rano trzeba tutaj już być. Naprawdę wtedy się tutaj coś dzieje. W piątki polecamy odwiedzać, piątki, soboty, niedzielę to Olimpia w niedzielę. w soboty i dajmy na to to koło. Tam różne starocia są fajne. Old time.
Saturday, Sunday, yes?
Yes, tak.
Today not so good. Tomorrow morning?
Wszędzie rano. Tylko rano.
Early, yes?
Yes.
Rano means early. What time? 6?
6, 7.
Looks like we've got an early morning tomorrow because this is really interesting.
This looks like your spot, Justin.
This is my place. This I just feel so good in the market.
Where's the food?
I don't know. Let's discover it.
A market.
No,
is
I'm
not
filming me. Można. Można.
Teraz wiesz, już wracam powoli z plastikami.
Second time I'm getting attacked in a market in Poland for filming.
Well, I mean, not everyone in Poland likes to be filmed. Not everyone.
I'm not even
everyone
filming
in
her.
general.
She wasn't even on camera.
Yeah, she doesn't even want you to film yourself.
This is a public place. You're allowed to film in a public place.
Yeah. But for me, I was saying that a market's not a market without food. Like you have all these random things you can buy, but where are the cheeses? Where are the meats?
I guess this is not a food market. This is it's a bit like a Jotia market, like in Darbrelev in Casablanca.
Check this out. Wedding dress.
Wedding dress
In Praga.
in Praga.
Będę tutaj, wiesz, przez jakieś wideo rozmowy rozmawiać.
Basically, every market in Central Eastern Europe has a section where they sell shoes and clothing, and I think we just fell on a market that sells only shoes and
I
clothing.
feel like they always have them like sporadically throughout the cities here in Poland. Out of the 3 cities that I've been to, they have these like little pop-up markets where they'll sell all this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Some bigger than others.
Should we walk the parallel back to that
Yeah.
street?
One thing I did realize so far, my first impressions with Warsaw, is that the people are a little more receptive and ready to talk, despite that woman who didn't want you to film. Yeah, but like a lot of the people here are. It's way easier for them to have conversations. They feel more comfortable with it. I feel like foreigners are a little more welcome here compared to the other cities that I went to.
Absolutely. As a rule, I tell you, my experience in Poland has been the people are very friendly, very courteous towards the foreigners. At least that's been my experience. I know a lot of people saying, "What are you talking about the same city I come from?" Maybe it's because I'm a foreigner. Maybe it's because of my character. But from my experience, I've had just good. I mean, I've had the odd situation where a guy says, "Oh, don't film me," or he's really rude or whatnot. But honestly, that can happen anywhere. That has nothing to do with Poland.
Yeah, I mean, no, well, I was telling you earlier is that I came from living in Brazil for some time, so I was used to the whole, the hugs, the kisses, the come sit with us, come enjoy with us, and here in Poland it's not quite like that, so especially when I was spending time down in neighborhoods like Nowa Huta and Krakow, and then I went to Katowice, where I went to Bartram as well, which are these, random Polish cities.
Yeah, you were telling me about. I'm definitely gonna go there after your description of the place, and I'm gonna go and check out his video later.
You can't compare people from Bartram and Nowa Huta to people from the old town in Warsaw. Like
really
no
sounds
English,
like my kind of place.
No English. They won't even. There's no conversation there, and if there is, it's very brief. What do you need? Why are you speaking to me? But with that being said, it's a cultural thing. Yeah, it's not to judge all the people about it, but yeah, it was interesting. It was.
Come and take a look over here. Look at this. Do you remember the signage I showed you? The P with the W underneath?
Yeah.
Look, they've got the sign here graffitied on the wall. PW 1944. And that's what makes this place so amazing right now, is because this street, this area is from that era. That's amazing.
So was this area not as destroyed as the rest of Warsaw? Is that
this side wasn't? I mean,
these buildings?
All these are like, I mean, obviously the new ones over there are brand spanking new, but like the ones on this street, they date pre-war, and as I've said, Warsaw was flattened. So to find these kind of buildings is, I'm also I like architecture, especially older architecture. If I see an abandoned building, I can't help but try and sneak into it somehow or another, just to see what's in there. But yeah, let's go and see how this urban warfare between the Polish
civilians.
that did the uprising against the Nazis in 1944, you know, the kind of places. And the thing is, when it came to an end, I mean, the Germans were ruthless. The Nazis were absolutely ruthless. They just went in and went into building after building and just annihilated everybody. Didn't matter. Flamethrowers, dynamite, just blew it all up, shot everybody. It was just crazy. And look at these buildings. I mean, I noticed that last time. See, they got metal grills.
Yeah.
And I couldn't quite understand why, but it's because these buildings are actually falling apart. And you see there's bits of rock that are falling off.
In this?
Yeah. And there's big bits of rock there, which we couldn't see last time. But that's really to protect the pedestrians, because
That's crazy, yeah.
the building's
rock's
just
like
falling
crumbling
apart.
Up. It's falling apart, and they're actually...
So that's to make sure
insane.
a rock doesn't fall on your head.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. I wonder if there's one that's small enough to fall through and knock you out.
It's great to be here again. Last time I was here, as I said, it was getting dark. I couldn't pick up the footage, but there were loads of these entrances, and I think this might be the one. Yeah, definitely was in one of these ones. And since then, I've discovered what that means.
Jebać?
Yeah.
And what does that mean, like?
It means
Screw?
screw, fuck, or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
Oh look, they've already got a Christmas tree up. That's interesting. Guys,
already seen 4
it's
Jebać LGBT graffitis.
it's the middle of August,
This is crazy.
and there's a Christmas tree out right under the monument of the Virgin Mary. Let's have a quick look. Right here. So, O Matko, not quite sure what that means. Hi, how you doing? 9th of August, 1943. Be interesting to know what actually happened here and why there's a Christmas tree, a decorated Christmas tree in the month of September in Warsaw. How you doing? So imagine, this dates back from that era. As you can see, everywhere you'll see graffitied these symbols of the uprising, and this is where the fighting would have happened, in this kind of setting. And if we can find manholes, you see that people would actually crawl into the manholes and evade the Germans underground. And yeah, and as you can see,
These alleyways are crazy.
but the great thing is, not much has been done to them since. As a matter of fact, nothing has. This is all
Nothing to renew it,
original.
nothing to clean it. This is...
And you know that eventually developers are going to come in here, maybe buy out all these apartments and turn them into beautiful flats, which is great, but there's
Is this an up-and-coming place, like for youngsters to move into and stuff, or not?
Last time I came, and I'm going to be back tonight, because the nightlife here looked like it was amazing, really worth trying out. So
I can imagine. That's usually what they do with the neighborhoods that like look they're like a little more banged up. They usually go live there because it's cheaper, and then it starts developing a nice hip culture, and then prices go up.
That's exactly what happened. I don't know about the prices. I mean, I'm assuming prices have gone up in the last 30 years because they've just done that. But I don't know if it was influenced by the hip culture. But it is really trendy now, and the nightlife here really looked like worth a visit. So I'm going to come back tonight and check it out.
No, I think it's closed off.
Yeah, it is, but that's a shame. There was one that was open last time. I mean, you can imagine that once upon a time, these would have been really beautiful buildings. If you look at the intricate details that have just been left to rot pretty much. But once upon a time, these would have been really nice buildings.
They're nice. I like the brick style.
Let's go in this one. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, are any of these open?
No, these aren't going to be open.
Why not?
Are those like to enter the building, you said?
Hello. So, back in, I mean, this is a prime example of what it would have looked like here, pre-war. And we just walked in here, and I'm not quite sure if we are the most welcomed here. So what I'm going to do,
There's another
there's another shrine, yeah.
Pope shrine.
Yep, to John Paul II. Now this is another fascinating individual. John Paul II, Polish Pope. As well, polyglot, spoke many languages. But the interesting thing, he became Pope in 1978. After hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of Italian popes. Every pope was an Italian. He's the one that actually broke the mold, if you like. And yeah, one of their best exports, John Paul II, I tell you. He really broke the mold, and a very, very sharp guy.
That's crazy.
And yeah, the first non-Italian pope in hundreds of years.
Do you know where this leads to?
No idea. We are simply walking around this area and checking out what is going on. I think we want to leave here because it looks like there's, you know,
some
stuff going on that maybe
some sketchy business.
Filming is not the best idea. But yeah, I see what they mean by the rougher part of town. You definitely feel it here. And walking around with a camera in these kind of places is probably not always the wisest thing to do. But I have threaded my wrist through the stick, or what do you call it, the selfie stick, so as nobody can actually grab this camera and take my footage.
I think that the danger of filming around here is not about anyone wanting to steal your camera. It's more about the mistrust.
Yeah, well, yeah, because
and
those
you being a foreigner
guys
and just coming here into their neighborhood, which nobody comes to. And
exactly, with a camera. I mean, those guys look like they were negotiating a deal. And
yeah,
judging by the way the negotiations were going, I don't think they'd want it on camera. Yeah. So we got to respect that, right?
Of course, no, but I also get the vibes here that there's a lot of mistrust between strangers, like you know, what do you want from me type of mindset. So if you're putting a camera near someone, it's like, well, what's that for? We know that it's for YouTube, but not everyone.
Yeah, if they knew it was for YouTube, we'd be in even more trouble. Maybe we're gonna have a drink down in the on the that main street there where all the bars are.
Let's do it.
Look, and every single building has, I don't know if you can see in the distance there, like a religious like centerpiece. The last one was.
Is it all the same person?
What do you mean?
Well,
that's Virgin Mary. The last one was John Paul II, and the one before that was Mary too. But you can see that it's a very Catholic, very religious country. Oh, there's an antique shop there from Prague. Now, that could be interesting. I think it's an antique shop. I mean, could you imagine in these old buildings having an antique shop here? The kind of gems you might be brought to trade. Hello.
That's it.
Hi. Do you speak English?
Yeah.
Hello. Do you mind if I film a little bit? I'm making a movie. Is that okay? Cool. This is fascinating. This is the Praga area. All these buildings are really old, right?
Yes.
Before the war.
Before.
So a lot of this stuff may have come out from those buildings and
19th century.
19th century, yeah? Wow. Thank you very much. You can smell the history here. Don't you feel it? It hits you right away, doesn't it? That antique smell.
Look at the dust on this also.
So this is mainly furniture, which is something that I'm not necessarily into because, like I said, I'm trying to live a bit of a minimalist lifestyle. I like to pack everything in one suitcase, one hand luggage, and a rucksack. I've got to be able to get out of wherever I'm at in 2 hours. So furniture is not something.
No, but for me, an antique shop's not about the furniture. It's about the little gadgets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this one unfortunately doesn't have too many. Although there's a nice radio here. Does that date back from the war? So cool.
Yeah, just Justin, I don't think we can get anything here for you. It's all furniture.
Dziękuję, do widzenia. Fried fish Zilli. Looks interesting. Let's have a look. If it's Polish. Smells like fried fish in here.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Is this fish restaurant? Fish, yes?
Yes.
Interesting. Not in English, no? Parmesan, I know Parmesan. Oh, halibut. Here we go. Halibut.
Morszczuk i dorsz tylko.
Sorry?
Morszczuk i dorsz.
English, no?
Nie rozumiem.
Nie rozumiem.
Nie rozumiemy bardzo dobrze polski.
Aha.
You're good, you
Aha. Ale mówię piątsze język.
O.
Na polsku jest bardzo trudny.
No.
No?
Poszczyczy i tak dalej, no.
Nie rozumiesz angielsku?
Nie.
Nie?
A po co
Teraz możesz rozmawiać.
Nie wyjeżdżam do Anglii.
Nie chcesz.
Nie wyjeżdżam do Anglii, nie wyjeżdżam do Stanów.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Dziękuję
Do
bardzo.
widzenia. That's cool. So, another interesting thing about Adam here, he's also obsessed with learning languages, a bit like myself. He speaks 5. Polish not being one that he counts, but look at that.
I think that what I was telling you before at breakfast is that Polish is a language that, as difficult as it is, if you have like those 5 or 6 words,
You can get by, exactly.
Like you won't starve and you won't get lost. You need 5 or 6 words in Polish to get you around Poland, but to really have like profound conversations, that's definitely not enough. But again, I haven't had a profound conversation with anyone here so far, so I found that my 5 or 6 words gets me anywhere I need to go, and kind of opens the doors to maybe learn more Polish in the future.
Yeah, no, you did well there. You did well. Yeah, so he speaks 5 languages, and if you want to know which ones, you'll have to go to his channel, subscribe, watch a few of his videos, because just like me, people always ask me, what languages do you speak? I said, watch the videos and find out. Can't give away all the secrets right off the bat.
Of course not. Where are we getting onto here? This is like the main avenue of
Yeah,
Praga.
what we're going to do, we're going to go down 1 block and then hang a right again, and that'll take us back into the old Praga district.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, you know, once you leave that street, which looked pretty derelict and shady, it's quite a nice place. I mean, it's quite nice here.
Well, I think it has to be. If Warsaw's a developing city like it seems to be, then there's got to be up and coming areas. And go across the river, develop the place. I see new buildings up here too.
Yeah, these are all new. So guys, here's a bakery called Vodka.
Can we go check it out?
We can do. I'm wondering what they sell there. It's a bakery, but
bakery, basic. I mean, basic stuff. But to be honest, I haven't had anything from a Polish bakery yet, except for basic bread.
well, why don't we try something in a place called Vodka? So, to all you Bulgarian viewers, has nothing to do with what you think it has. It's a bakery.
Do you know anything here?
Yeah, these are fabulous. These donut kind of things.
Fancy,
They're really
like
good.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, young ladies.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Air condition feels nice, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hello. So let's see, how's your Jagojanki? That's actually full of blueberry jam.
It's pretty damn good, man.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like,
You can't go wrong with the pastries in Poland. I mean, they're just amazing.
once I heard blueberries 7 times, I'm like, all right, I gotta have the blueberries here.
Anyway, Adam, it was really a pleasure to meet you. We're sat here on the main strip in Praga, and I was just telling Adam that at night this place is really happening, so I think maybe we'll come back and check it out sometime and make a video here. But meanwhile, it was a real fun day. I really enjoyed spending the day with you. Once again, give the details of your channel.
Adam Matheson. And,
Adam Matheson, it'll be linked in the description below.
Just some solo adventures, going to wherever the wind takes me, and honestly, I can tell you that about Poland, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed with, especially with Warsaw. Warsaw is a city that blows my mind. The way that it has the mix of the classical architecture and the modern architecture because of its history, because of its past. And we get to sit in a nice neighborhood like this. It looks like it's up and coming and hip and fun, and I'm grateful to be here with Justin, taking me around, my man.
It was a fun day, and remember guys, enjoy your journey.